Hello, teachers, and welcome to Gurushala's online spotlight session on preparation for examination smart work versus hard work. So, my name is Yasmin, and I am hosting this session. So, thank you for taking the time to join us today, teachers. In this 60-minute sessions, we hope you learn some important techniques that can be used or applied in the class to make exam preparation more effective by doing smart work. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Once again, thank you for taking time. So let's move forward now and let's discuss about Gurushala a bit. Gurushala is an initiative of Indus Star Limited and Vodafone Idea Foundation, and it is being implemented by Pratham Education Foundation. So, things to keep in mind is please make notes of ideas of question during the session and write your question and answer in English or Hindi language in the comment section, and also sign up to Gurushala for regular updates on trainings and workshop. And now I now it's time to introduce our guest for today's session. We are thrilled to have such esteemed educator with us today, each bringing a wealth of knowledge and experiences to share with us in today's session. So I will introduce them one by one. So we have Narsimha Bhatt sir, and we have Suresh Mugli sir. Thank you, sir, for joining us in today's session. Uh, yeah, you can say something, sir. Suresh, sir.
Oh, yes, yes. Very good evening, viewers, and happy evening to one and all for watching this virtual mode of program. So, on the very outside, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to Guru Shala, the Pratham Foundation, all the heads and office bearers and those who are working for this. So it's a wonderful venture indeed. In fact, it's a wonderful program as exams are around the corner. So I really congratulate Guru Shala, the Pratham Foundation, New Delhi, for taking up such a wonderful program. So as Madam said, we will be discussing about around five points over here. Like the very first question that was asked me is, in my experience, what
Right.
I
So,
believe
sir,
is the. Huh,
we will go one by one on those
yes,
questions.
okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So, first of all, let's know your opinion on some classroom scenarios. So, here we have some classroom scenarios. As you can see, teachers and users, you can also share your thoughts on this who are joining us in today's session. So, first scenario is students are struggling to understand a complex topic in one of his and her class. Student have a test on this material next week. What would be the best course of action to improve your understanding and perform well on the test? So here are three options. सो टीचर्स जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं स्क्रीन पर एक सिनेरियो है एंड वी हैव थ्री ऑप्शन. आप क्या आप क्या पॉइंट चूज करेंगे इस सिनेरियो से डील करने का. जैसा कि बताया गया है सिनेरियो में कि एक स्टूडेंट है जिसके पास एक कॉम्प्लेक्स टॉपिक है, एक डिफिकल्ट टॉपिक है और उसे उनको कवर करना है, राइट. और नेक्स्ट वीक में जो है उनका टेस्ट है. सो as you can see, what would be the best course of action to improve your understanding and perform well on the test? सर आप भी इसमें अपने इनपुट्स दे सकते हैं. आपको क्या लगता है कि इन तीनों पॉइंट्स में से कौन सा पॉइंट बेस्ट होगा बच्चों के लिए करने के लिए?
Okay. Are you asking me? Okay,
Yes,
fine,
yes,
fine.
yes, Suresh sir, you
Uh,
can start.
yes. Very good question. See, as the context is given, like already have mentioned the point that exams are around the corner, and this is a relevant question indeed. So let me repeat the question. Already Madam said, still, students are struggling to understand a complex topic in one of his or her classes. Students have to have a test on this material the next week. What would be the best course of action to improve your understanding and perform well on the test? So option one is avoid seeking help and try to figure it out on your own. Then second one is skip studying for this topic and focus on other subjects instead. Then option C is attend extra help sessions with your teacher or tutor, review the material regularly, and ask questions to clarify any confusion. So now, ma'am, instead of me answering directly, if any viewers are there, if they would like to express their view, let us keep it as a question for the viewers. Then I will talk about that and other things as well. Yes,
Sure, sir.
anybody? Yeah.
So I have one more scenario here. So I will go to that scenario also, so that users can think and give their answer in the comment section later.
Yeah, we
So
can have it like a warm-up activities. These are like
right,
openers for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the viewers. That would be better.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
second scenario is student has a major exam coming up in 2 weeks. She has a lot of material to cover, but she is not sure where to start. What would be the smartest approach to preparing for this exam? So here, three options are there: delay studying and try to learn everything in a hurry on the night before the exam. Break down the material into smaller, manageable chunks and create a study schedule to cover everything before the exam. Or
Right.
ignore studying and hope for the best. So,
Yes. Right.
what would be the option? Uh, we can see in the comment section. So, teachers, you can
Right.
share your answer by typing option A or option B or option C. What would be the correct answer, or what is your opinion on this scenario? Right. So, you
Yes.
can
Yes.
share it in here also. Sir, what will you say on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, it's wonderful. See, this is what the most of the students, even in relation with the first one also. So let me talk about this in brief. It's a wonderful. This is what happens with most of the students. They are being panicked, and the very next week they are going to attend the exam, and they have a lot of materials to cover, but they are not sure where to start and what would be the smartest approach. So options given are first one is like delay studying and try to learn everything in hurry on the night before the exam. Obviously, it is not the relevant answer. Okay, we should not encourage child to study overnight and go and attend the exam in hurry. So that will land them in a confusion, and they will never get a good result. Whereas instead of going directly to the B1, last one, C, ignore studying and hope for the best. So this will also never work out. But option B, see, that's wonderful one. See, we need to help students, like asking him to break down the material into smaller and manageable chunks, then create a study schedule to cover everything before the exam. See, as really, it's wonderful. This is the relevant answer over here. Let me tell you why. See, when a child, like, it is like if a child reads everything, it's like a hard work. Okay, so when he breaks into chunks with a smart strategies, if he works and if he works on manageable chunks and having a very good conducive atmosphere in his room and having a very good schedule and covering everything before the exam, certainly that would result in a better way. So we need to help our students. We can ask them to have their own schedule. So having a schedule is very, very important. They need to have their own study plan and a timetable. There is a difference between study plan and timetable. Usually timetable we'll use it at school. So like we'll be having around 6 to 8 periods, and this period will be at this time. But whereas study plan, it's of child's choice. So we need to encourage child to have his or her own study plan. See, timetable, it is same for everybody in the school, right? But study plan, it differs from child to child. If a student is good at mathematics or English, he need not waste more time on that. But we will have other students who find mathematics, maybe English or any subject difficult. They need to keep more time for that. So as we are the teachers, as we are the facilitators, we need to help a child to have his own schedule rather than, I mean, like having his own study plan and covering everything. That certainly will help a child to have a confidence. And it is a well said in English that if I'm not wrong, let me recollect that. There is a saying in English: failing to plan is planning to fail. So
Right.
let me repeat once again: failing to plan is planning to fail. So
Right.
we need to guide our children to plan well, to schedule well before the exam. So they need
Mm.
and they need to study according to the difficult subject, the difficulty of the subjects. So as I said, giving more time for difficult ones. And usually children, what they do, they tend to go with the easier subjects, but we need to guide them, and we have to ask them during examination time, you need not read each and everything, but they can browse through, they can
Mm.
flip through, they can have a overview. But if they read in chunks and reading all the subject, glancing over all the subject in a day is also very, very essential. So I hope uh, this is better.
Right.
Okay, they
Right.
need to
Right.
break down the material into smaller
Right.
checks, and they can manage the time. And they need to create a schedule as well. And in fact, that would certainly help them to perform better in their exam. Yes.
Right. Our viewers also felt that option B is the correct approach for dealing
Okay.
with this situation. So,
Yes.
sir,
Yes.
as you said, a study plan and about study plan and timetable should be there if we talk about an exam preparation. Very rightly said, sir. So,
Yes.
let's move forward now. And
Yes.
here, if we talk about generally about work, smart work and hard work, so working
Mm.
smart is using your resources and tools to achieve the best potential outcome within the given time. Someone who works smart might apply their knowledge or their expertise in their field to meet a goal while using less energy, right? So where you
Yes.
work smart, you may be able to increase your productivity also, achieve a better work life balance also, and do good in your career. And wherein working hard is using high amount of physical and emotional efforts also to achieve the best potential outcome. So someone who
Yes.
work hard might take a long hours to meet their goal. Working
That's
hard
true.
could also involve working intensively to complete a lot of tasks in a short time frame. So,
Obviously.
as we can see in the screen now, so we have our first question. In your experience, what do you believe is the main difference between smart work and hard work? And when it comes to preparing for examination, so we have just go through two scenarios so that what we have talking about today, right? So, what is the hard work and what is the smart work? Let's discuss about this. So, Suresh
No.
sir, can you please share
Yeah,
your
yeah,
thoughts?
yeah. Sure, ma'am. Sure, sure. Already, you said that hard work, it requires a lot of time. Okay. So, in my experience, I've been teaching over the last 18 years. So, I have noticed many children, they work hard, means since from the beginning of the academic year, but they won't give us a good result also. Sometimes the result will not be so fruitful. But we have got some students, those whom I can call genius or brilliant ones, though they may
Right,
not work hard like other students, but they work smartly. Okay, so but and they get a good results. So within a short span of time, they get they perform well. So working hard, that's obviously needed, but as you said, during the examination time, smart work is very very important. And we say like, even there are no any shortcuts to success. That's true.
Right.
And even it is said, success needs 99% of perspiration and only 1% of inspiration. They are quite we cannot ignore hard work, but
Right.
acting at the time moment is more important, right? So in my view, as I already said, hard work, it's a time consumable, and it's a multitasking as well. Children, they read lot but they confuse more. That is the thing. Usually I have noticed average students, below average students, they work very hard, some, most of them, not all, most of them, they work hard, but result is not so satisfactory, and they feel working hard is a kind of monotonous. And I don't find kind of creativity and kind of analytical skills among them. Whereas in smart work, students are very creative. They are very creative, they are very intelligent, they plan well, they go with their own strategies. So working smart is more the important than working hard. Then one more thing, to put it in a very simple words, see, we say, I have been working all through the day, means it's my hard work. But there are people, they don't work all the day, they don't sweat all the day, they don't toil all the day, they work for few hours, but they get a good results, maybe either in any of their fields. The same applies to our students also. So, smart work is more important than hard work. We say study smarter, not harder. So, once I was going through a book called, for viewers also, you please read a book called, written by Kevin Paul. It's a wonderful book, ma'am. So, the name of the book is Study Smarter, Not Harder. So, you can use the tricks from that book also. So, many great people like Bill Gates and all, they work very smartly, but they give a good result, they earn a lot, they are succeeded in their life. So as a teacher, in my experience, I feel smart study is more important, and it's very creative, and it gives us good result and within a less time. But uh, to conclude my view on this point, I can say, but the combination of both hard work as well as smart work, certainly they will give us a good result. So hard work, it can be done throughout the beginning of the academic year, but at the time of examination, smart work with certain strategies and some techniques we need to give a child. So in maybe after a few minutes, I will be addressing what are the strategies or techniques, smart techniques I could suggest. I can talk about that also later. Yes, ma'am. Over to you.
Right, right. So, as you said, sir, I also wanted to add some pointers here. So, smart work, just as you said just now, it is involved a strategic and
Yes,
efficient approach to exam preparation,
that's
like
it.
identify the key concept and
Yes,
understanding important concept and utilizing effective study technique to
yes,
maximize learning and retention. In
yes,
smart work also we have to prioritize the task, utilize resources effectively,
correct,
and
correct.
adapt study methods based on feedback we have received by our teacher, right? And
Yes,
on the other hand, working hard usually means putting a lot of effort, as you said, and not always thinking about the best or easiest way to get things done. It would involve this can be involved in studying for a long time, or remembering a lot of stuff, or doing things over and over without thinking about how to make them better, right? So I think this is the major difference here in the smart work and hard work. So
yes.
we
You're right.
have Well, Ravi Kulkarni sir here. So Ravi Kulkarni sir, can you hear us?
Yes, madam.
ओके ओके सर, वेलकम टू दिस सेशन। आप भी अपने पॉइंटर्स शेयर कर सकते हैं अगर आपको कुछ भी शेयर यहाँ पे करना है इस क्वेश्चन से रिलेटेड। सो हमारा क्वेश्चन है, इन योर एक्सपीरियंस व्हाट डू यू बिलीव is the main difference between smart work and hard work? So what will you say on this, sir?
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಈಗ ಜಾಯ್ನ್
No,
ಆದೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಮುಂಚೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಏನು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ.
this program is at national level. I think madam may not understand Kannada. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಬಹುಶಃ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನ್ಸತ್ ಸರ್. ಮೇಡಮ್ he is telling whether he could answer in Kannada. No, you please unmute your mic and speak, madam.
Yeah. Ravi sir, we have user from Karnataka also. So if you just summarize of what you think on this question briefly, you can tell us in Kannada language also. It's okay. We can move to the next question, and then Ravi sir can add their points. So let's go to the next question now. So our next question is, provide examples of smart study strategies that student can employ to maximize their exam preparation efficiency. स्मार्ट अध्ययन रणनीतियों के उदाहरण प्रदान करें जिनका उपयोग छात्र अपनी परीक्षा की तैयारियों को अधिकतम करने के लिए कर सकते हैं। सो यहाँ अभी हम डिस्कस करेंगे कुछ ऐसी स्मार्ट स्टडी स्ट्रेटेजीज जो कि हम देख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से बच्चे इंगेज हो पाए इस तरीके की प्रिपरेशन में, या जब भी इस तरीके के एग्जाम आते हैं तो ऐसी कौन कौन सी स्ट्रेटेजी हो सकती है जो कि स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो यस सर, सुरेश सर, you can add your points here now.
Okay, well, madam, this is indeed a wonderful question. So many children they ask, sir, what are the strategies can I employ to get a good result? Even
Right.
I work as a state resource person. I trained up many teachers across Karnataka. So I got this question most of the time. Yeah. So first, ma'am, the very important thing is we need to give the awareness of our children, like how to first let me talk in two angle or two viewpoints. One is as soon as a child starts studying, preparing for the examination, he should not have any distractions. So just I will talk generally and I will tell you certain strategies also. See, nowadays after COVID, in post COVID, so children earlier they were using cell phones for online classes and all, but again they have habituated to this. So they should stay away from the cell phones now, and they should have a very good conducive atmosphere at their school as well as at home, especially their studying environment. So they must select a very distraction free space where the wind, air, light, everything it should be there. Child should not have all the subjects also, so he needs to have a very good concentration. This is very important. Then he needs to prepare to-do list. So to-do list is very, very important. Now today, which what are the things I am supposed to do? Which subject I need to study? So if he is studying, say for example, now it's around 6:30. So the child, he, as we discussed in the earlier question, like having his own schedule, study plan. If he has, say for example, if he is studying English at this time from 6:30 to 7:30, only English book should be there on his table. So he will focus more on that, and he will get a good result. So there would not be any other subjects. So he has to focus. There must be focus study, and then as already we have discussed, he must study in segments, not studying at a time. It was there in earlier as well. Then, instead of reading a single subject all the time, better he can go with certain chunks also. Then, doing revisions also, madam, revising every day. It is really essential. Then, testing himself. Sometimes child needs to test himself. So where I am in mathematics, where I am in English, that is also needed. And he needs to have a regular study habits. Many children, they rush at the time of examination. They take all the subject and they sit for hours together studying. They need not do that. Then in they can have a very few charts in their study room. They can be some inspirational quotations. Even they can have a certain language related charts, like if there is a poem for quote from memory, or if there is any theorem, a child can prepare that list and he can display in his room. That can also be done. Then the very important thing is we need to take care, we have to guide a child to have a sound sleep and to eat a good healthy food, then doing exercise every day. These are all the basic things, and doing meditation. So if child's mind is well set, if he is in a mood to study, all these things will automatically they happen. So many people, they ignore about their health during exam time. We have to ask a child. Health is very, very important. He needs to have at least 6 to 8 hours of sound sleep. So these are also very important. Then having study notes, and that is also very equally important. Then early to bed and early to rise is good. So we need to ask a child to get up early in the morning and study some difficult subjects. And these are the things which, and no need of multitasking. What they do many things at a time. I have seen children, sometimes they keep mobile and they will be sending message and they will be holding their books. And even some students, they watch television and they start they start doing their homeworks or reading, preparing for the exam. So in this regard, even parents also, they need to guide well, even teachers also. And teachers, they need to give them an ideal study plan. So these are all what I feel they are needed ones. And taking the breaks, madam. Whenever a child reads, we need to ask a child to take breaks now and then. So continuously, if a child sits, probably he might get bored, and we may not get a good results also. So that is also very, very important. Okay.
Right.
Concentration is very important. Then how to develop a concentration? We need to ask a child having a good food, light food, instead of eating more heavy foods and all. So there are many more such things where a teacher or even a parent, we need to guide them. I hope this
Right.
is enough.
Right. You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
added almost all pointers here, like testing themselves, regular study
yes,
habits, or they can
yes,
put some charts or mind maps in their room, and no
yes,
need to do multitask, right? One
yes,
task at a time. Very well
yes.
said.
One task at a time.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
and we can also think about active learning here. So active learning is also an important role here. We can, as a teacher, we can include this, like asking questions or making connection between different topics. So right,
Yes,
so
yes. Mm.
and we can build some discussion and group study session that can
Yes,
deepen your understanding and improve retention also. And also we can add some visual aids in our classroom, like sir added already charts, paper or pictures, or any drawing that help you to understand and remember complicated information in an easy
yes,
way, right? And
yes.
also come up with tricks or shortcuts to remember important things better.
Mhm, mhm.
Also we can when studying, don't just read over your notes. Instead of we can
Mhm.
use some quizzes regularly to see what we have remembered as a student. Use
Yes,
tools like flashcard or quizzes that help us to review your material at a different times to make sure you remember it well in a long run, right? So we can take some quizzes regularly on topic or chapter. एंड जैसा कि सर ने भी ऐड किया कि जो रेस्ट है वो रेस्ट बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है लेना बीच बीच में, ताकि आपका माइंड जो है वो फ्रेश फील करे। अभी हम भी अगर देखें कि अगर कंटिन्यूअसली 2 घंटे तक अगर हम बैठ के स्क्रीन के सामने सिर्फ रहेंगे तो हमारा भी कहीं ना कहीं जो एक थिंकिंग पावर है वो कम हो जाता है। सो कहीं ना कहीं एक उठ के थोड़ा सा फ्रेशन अप होना, पानी पीना, अपने माइंड को रिलैक्स करना, और उसके बाद जो 2 घंटे बैठना रहेगा वो ज्यादा इफेक्टिव रहेगा रेदर देन आप स्टिल आप 4 आवर्स तक सिट करें, राइट? सो ये सब चीजें हम देख सकते हैं। स्टूडेंट्स कैन ऐड these strategies in their study plan or their lesson plans. So let's move forward now here uh, for our next question, that is, are there certain subjects or types of exam where smart work tends to be more effective than hard work and vice versa? क्या ऐसे कुछ विषय या प्रकार की परीक्षाएं हैं जहां स्मार्ट वर्क हार्ड वर्क से अधिक प्रभावी होता है या इसके विपरीत? सो कुछ हो सकता है, कुछ ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स, स्पेसिफिकली सब्जेक्ट्स भी हैव जहां पर हमें हार्ड वर्क करना ही जरूरी है, और कुछ ऐसे स्पेसिफिक सब्जेक्ट जहां हमें पता है कि हमें स्मार्ट वर्क करेंगे तो वो ज्यादा हमें अंडरस्टैंडिंग जो उसका है मिलेगा। सो क्या इनमें डिफरेंस है? कुछ ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स अगर हम आइडेंटिफाई कर पाए, उन पे बात कर पाए। सो लेट्स डिस्कस नाउ ऑन दिस क्वेश्चन। यस सुरेश सर।
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah, there are certainly there are certain subjects or even certain types of exams where smart works tends to be more effective than hard work, and it's a wonderful question indeed. See, let us take up. I talk in generally. See, when it comes to uh, subjects and types of exams. Subjects, we have academic subjects like the children, they study languages and core subjects. Okay, languages like English, Hindi, and when it comes to each and every state, their state languages. Like in Karnataka, we have Kannada and Hindi as well. So languages, their almost their nature is same, right? And when it comes to core subjects, usually children, they find it difficult in mathematics, science, and even sometimes in social studies as well, and environmental studies too. Yeah, in my view, see, I teach English in secondary school. So what I do is, say for example, I will give you a certain what I can say strategies, or maybe some of the smart techniques. Smart technique in sense. See, now I am teaching parts of speech. I'll give you an example. Child, if we ask a child what are the parts of speech, very brilliant ones, they can say there are 8 or 9 parts of speech. So they say noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, interjection, and some of them they can add articles as well. So to remember this, if what in traditional way, what we do, we give either definition first and some of the examples, or in inductive method we give some examples first and then arrive at the rules. So it runs into many pages, and it is quite hard, strenuous one. So instead of that, I'll make one chart. Probably most of the viewers, they might be knowing mind map. So go with a key point. Now, if I take up parts of speech, this is a central. Um, in fact, this is the main concept. So I make branches like, so first in a circle I'll write mind map. Sorry, parts of speech. Then in branches, it will have like noun, pronoun. All the 8 to 9 branches will be made. Then again, if I break into noun, if it is one of the branches, the one of the types, then again noun also can be, it can have some sub branches also. Like under noun, we have abstract noun, collective noun, proper noun. So you can branch it out. So if you prepare a mind map, that would be it can be applied to other subjects also. So if you have even if you take up in social geography, especially in geography, if you are talking about um, atmosphere, layers of atmosphere, so you can write down types of various layers of atmosphere. Then you can write down troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. You can branch out all those mesosphere, exosphere, and ionosphere. So child can remember it, and again you can have some branches also. It can be done in other subjects. This is one thing. Having mind map, madam, this can be applied with the languages, even with the core subjects as well. And even this is very helpful for competitive exams. When it comes to the exams, types of exams, there is a term. So types of exams, maybe if it is for the high school students, so students they write term end exams and formative tests. Okay, maybe like we say here in Karnataka, achievement test. So and another thing is, one is I can divide like this: academics exam for students. Another one, after passing out all these academics exams, we need to prepare a child for his life. He has to face the competitive exams. When a child, when they appear for competitive exams, they cannot read the textbooks of all the classes, right? If they have such a strategies even for competitive exams also, this will certainly help them. This is one thing. Then another thing is like having a flow chart, madam, in history, writing chronology and all. There they can use the tree chart, family chart. Say for example, there was a king, Ashoka. Who was his father? Or else who was his grandfather? Again, who are the children of Ashoka, the king? So having a tree chart, that helps a lot. Okay, this is one. And one more is flow chart also. So you can have a flow chart, that would also give you a wonderful result. Then even when it comes to mathematics, give certain tricks like board mass. There is a word called board mass, right? So that word, what, how the most of the mathematics teacher they might be knowing very well. So how to begin with that? Then if it is of again, if you are teaching languages, so you can teach through songs. Say for example, if you are teaching for a lower class, maybe class fifth, fourth, third, and all. So if you are teaching about vowels, so you can teach in through a song. Vowels of the alphabet, I know them all by name. Oh, A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Vowels of the alphabet, I know them all by name. Oh. Children, they enjoy rhymes. Through songs you can teach, they can remember it. Even whatever we learned when our teachers taught, still I remember. So through songs, so learning process should be fun. It should be very creative. It should be very innovative. So they can have this one as well. And I hope yeah, I can stop over here now. So there are innumerable techniques, but at the time of examination and even note taking also, madam, note taking and note making is very important. If a child is reading any concept, ask him if he is going through any particular lesson. Ask him to write the name of the topic. Okay, first this is very. Then key points, maybe sub point one. Under that, some key points he has to write. Then sub point two. Again, that under that he has to let him write only points. The children, they can write in their own. These are all the smart ways of studying, right? And they can prepare their own notes. They can have a pocket dictionary type of notes. They can refer wherever they go. So if we ask a child to go with such a smart techniques, I hope certainly they will perform better. Yes, ma'am. Over to you.
Right, right, sir, right. So that's a very great idea, sir, to make a mind map to learn some complex topics. We can say this is the smart technique that student can apply. So you have taken examples of English and geography subjects also. You also specified about flow chart and tree chart And as you have said about board mass and poem can be there for maths and English subject respectively. I think this is the best way to tell about smart work here, and student will connect themselves with what you have just said. And also sir mentioned, in maths and other like physics subjects, it's better to work smart than just work hard. And sir also added some strategy like flow charts and mind map. You need to use your brain, right, to solve tough problems. For exam where you have to write essays or understand things deeply, like in literature or history, it is not just about memorizing stuff. You have to think hard about the topics and explain your thoughts well. We can prepare that our mind map on these topic like history, like literature. And also in some subject you might have to memorize a lot or practice many times, like learning vocabulary or in a language or Sunday, and some part of biology. For subject like literature where you have to read a lot, you might need to work really hard, especially if you have any trouble understanding or remembering what you read. So you might have to read things over and over to get it. But we can also use these types of techniques in our classroom. Also we can tell student to make these kind of charts and put it on their walls, on in the classroom also, as well as their home also. So now we will go to the next question, and here I
Ma'am,
will
before
address the
that,
viewers also.
sorry for the interruption. Ma'am, can I add one more point
Sure,
before
sir,
that?
sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, even one more thing like visualization.
Right,
Visualization is also a wonderful technique, smart technique, where a child he can visualize whatever he or she has read. So and whatever he or she has read last year as well. See, still I do visualize what my teacher taught while he was talking about the Newton's third law. So there are things like we need to ask a child. See, as soon as you go back home, sit for some
right,
time. You can sit in a silence and visualize what my teacher taught me, and of yesterday's, day before yesterday's, weeks back. So if the children they start instead of procrastination, if they start visualizing what they were being taught, that will help them to retain for a longer time. So that is also a wonderful technique. And you said that displaying a charts, that's a wonderful thing. And students, they must be encouraged to display charts not only in their classrooms, even at their home also. They can display their charts in their study room. And we have in Karnataka some of the questions, like you said, that was wonderful, like memorizing. So it is not like totally all the time rote memory, but sometimes that is needed. Memorization is also we have four marks question for memorization, quote from memory,
right,
if in their board exams also. So there, what the child can, even teacher can introduce the technique like as soon as a teacher enters or before teacher entering into the classroom, especially in language classes, he can ask his students to sing those memorization poems in chorus. If the child sings in chorus, they can remember it very easily, right? And without they enjoy like singing songs of cinemas, okay,
right,
film songs, and even one more very important after their yeah, recitation or maybe singing in chorus, children can be asked to write that particular poem or maybe particular stanzas, and they can exchange that literature with their friends to for correction. Because when it comes to examination, we are talking about the exam preparation only. It's like a smart study, and you are also talking about teamwork, working in a team. If they work together, that will give a good result. So a child can share his book with others, whichever he has written without looking at the text. He can ask them to correct him, or else he can do himself self correction also. So there he can avoid his mistakes of spellings, punctuations can be minimized. So that can be done. And even children can be asked to put a rangoli, a drawing. They can bring their subjects into fine arts like drawing, rangoli. I asked my students like drawing some grammar concepts through rangoli. They did it very well, and I presented a paper in one of the international conferences in Missouri. It was well received, teaching grammar through rangoli, drama, and fine arts. So children can be encouraged because usually children they love to draw pictures, they love to put the rangoli drawing and all. So these are also very important things. Whenever we teach any concept, if you picturize it, it is you need not be a great artist, but at least, and there are students who are good at drawing also. If you ask them to draw picture, related picture to that particular concept, they remember it forever. Visual aids, and it is said, if you teach me, I may forget, but if you show me, I may remember, and if you
Right.
involve me, you will learn. So they must see the things so that they can remember for some time. And as Madam was telling, conducting quizzes, that's also wonderful, in fact. So if we involve them in debate and then seminars, they will certainly they will learn perfectly and they can perform very well in their exams. Yeah, thank you.
Right, right. So here I just recall one more strategy that is called 10 is to 2 strategy. As you said, sir, about memorizing, visualizing, drawing. So in this strategy also where teacher have 10 minutes from where she or he can uh, teach for 8 minutes, and for 2 minutes they can give to the students to draw something or to visualize something what they have learned from last 8 minutes. So this can be
Right.
also applied in our classroom for practice purpose or for preparation purpose. So
Yes. Right.
now yeah, so now we will move forward to our next question, which is how important is time management in the context of exam preparation, and what techniques do you recommend for effective time management? परीक्षा की तैयारी के संदर्भ में समय प्रबंधक कितना महत्वपूर्ण है, और प्रभावी समय प्रबंधक के लिए आप किन तकनीकों की सलाह देते हैं? यहाँ हम बार बार बात कर रहे हैं टाइम, हम बात कर रहे हैं प्लानिंग की। प्लानिंग भी एक काफी मेजर कंपोनेंट है इस स्मार्ट वर्क में। अगर हम प्लान के साथ नहीं जाएंगे, क्योंकि हम बार बार लेसन प्लान, स्टडी प्लान की बात कर रहे हैं, सो कहीं ना कहीं हम देख सकते हैं कि जब भी हम स्मार्ट वर्क की बात कर रहे हैं, प्लानिंग का जो एक कंपोनेंट है वो जरूर आता है। और प्लानिंग कैसे कर सकते हैं? अपने टाइम को मैनेज करते हुए। सो कहीं ना कहीं टाइम मैनेजमेंट भी उतना ही बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है यहाँ पर। सो नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट सम टाइम मैनेजमेंट टेक्निक्स दैट कैन बी इम्प्लीमेंट फॉर इफेक्टिव टाइम मैनेजमेंट। So, sir, what will you say on this question?
This is very important aspect, ma'am. So one who is good at managing the time, I'm sure he will be extremely good at managing everything. So time is very precious. We need to give the awareness among the students that if if you spend a single second, if you miss a single second, that will never ever come back to you in your that particular grade for that particular class. Each and every minute, each and every second is very important for achievers. But how well I can manage time? So time management is really it's a very intellectual task, in fact. So we were also talking about study plan, timetable, and all. So we need to tell students that we have got 24 hours in a day. We don't have more than that, right? So out of 24 hours, unnecessarily, if you waste your time, so it will never come back. So you ask a child. So usually children they spend around 6 to 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours in their school. Then, if they spend 8 hours in a school, then remaining we'll be having around how many hours left out, ma'am? 16 hours. Am I right? Yes. So in 16 hours, let a child to sleep well. This is I'm talking in a layman's language because we the teachers we need to tell a child practically. So 16 hours time is left out as it's examination time now. So you have spent 8 hours you are there at the school. So 4 plus 4 20 then 16 hours. Then again in 16 hours ask a child to have a sound sleep of around 6 to 8 hours. Let us take it for around 8 hours only. Now, if you minimize 8 hours in 16, a child will he will get around 8 hours. Then again, you can minimize. Child needs some time for recreation. Child needs some time to have a dinner, maybe to get ready for the school and to spend valuable time with his parents. You can keep another 2 hours for that. Okay, and even having a meditation, tell a child his time management be very pakka, but he needs to have that particular timetable. So I am concentrating very well for more than 6 hours. So 6 hours even at home a child gets. So those 6 hours a child should spend very having a very thoughtful thinking into it. He needs to think about that. So now usually, as already I said, children they tend to read the easiest subject. Tell a child if you are preparing your timetable, if you are managing your time well, then you spend 1 hour or maybe 1 hour 15 minutes for harder subject, then 45 minutes for easier subjects. So ask a child to take up harder subjects in the morning. For some children, sometimes they might find social studies difficult. For them, ask them to take up that subject early in the morning. Some other children, they might find mathematics tougher. Ask them to take the atmosphere, when the environment is very cool, like when there is a very conducive atmosphere, he can solve those mathematical problems in the morning also. So, but he is not supposed to waste a single minute. Then, as I already said, some chunks, a few of where if a child is sitting for 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes, ask him to take 5 minutes break. That is needed. So that helps them to relax. So child shouldn't be panicked. He shouldn't be tense. So let him be very relaxed. Ask him to keep some time for meditation, yoga, and exercise also. So time management, we need to help a child. So depending on the levels of students, teachers you can give an ideal timetable for students also. So the for brilliant students, they do not need much time. They can study within 3 hours and they can give a good result than the slow learners. Slow learners maybe they need more time, but for them also, you give some, ask them to meditate, ask them to do some light exercises, ask them to have a light food, ask them to have a nutritious food. Okay, these are all very, very important things. So, teachers, we should help a child, students in this regard, and even ask parents to help them out in managing the time, because children they are by their age they do they may not follow the timetable. You speak to their parents, ask them whether child is studying well or not, whether he is using his timetable, whether he is using study plan or not. Ask him, be constantly in touch with the child. Ask make a child aware of that time is more precious than anything else. If we lose wealth, if we lose money, we can get it back. But once if we lose time, we will never ever get it back. Yes, over to you.
Right. Right, sir. Very effectively, sir, divided a day, our 24 hours where we can sleep well and go to school. After that, how to spend our remaining time in our exam preparation, where we can give more time in difficult subjects and less time to other subjects. Very nicely, sir, divided our 24
Okay.
hours. So, also, as sir said, figure out when you will study each subject and how long you will study them. Break out study time into smaller part, as sir suggested, and make sure you have time to review and practice so that you can prepare better.
Yes.
Review and
Yes.
practice is also a very important role here, and don't wait to until the last minute. Start studying early so you don't have to rush at a time, and break your study into a smaller chunk to keep yourself from putting things off. So also, as sir added, like take rest, take break. Don't forget to rest your brains, right? Take short breaks while you study to relax and keep focus. It's good for reducing and preventing stress, and it stays you productive also. So this can be done for exam preparation, and how we can manage the manage our time management also. And now we will move forward to the next question, and this is the last question of today's session, that is, how can teachers support students in developing smart study habits and techniques? We have already discussed many techniques, sir, and we can also provide, as a teacher, we can provide some resources, provide feedback, regular feedback, and we can also help them to for developing good habits also, right? So, sir, can you add something here?
Yes, madam. I like we can ask a very plain question for students like I'm a teacher. Okay, you can ask, but beta, can you tell me what are the good habits you have, ma'am?
Right.
I read newspaper, ma'am. I read storybooks, ma'am. I play cricket, ma'am. And these are all really good. We need to appreciate the child. Very good. These are all wonderful habits you have. You have got a good habits. Then could you tell me what are the bad habits? Child might tell, ma'am, my I don't have bad habits, but my friend has a bad habits. He lies all the time. He is very lazy. He doesn't work hard. So these are all the things a child he can talk about himself also, or else he can put on others. He can pass on the buck. But that's what we need to tell a child. See, you're a student, you know your potential, right? You need to have a smart study habits now, right? The child is a good judge for himself, madam. See, I will not be knowing whether a child has thoroughly understood any particular concept, but the child can introspect himself. We need to ask a child to do introspection himself. Okay, that's very, very important. Then we need to ask a child, see, okay, beta, you need to have a good habit. So have a reading habit every day, and you can have a conversation about the study. See, children where usually they move together after their school hours also. If they spend time with their buddies. So whenever they are together, even during their playtime, during their lunch time, ask a child, encourage a child to discuss among themselves regarding the topics, concepts. So if they discuss in group, that would it will be remain forever in their mind. That's very good. That's a good habit. Instead of spending time in unnecessary things, like even they use bad language. So why do you do that? By using bad language is a bad habit. So instead of that, call your friend with love, talk to him about your subjects. You will remember it. Then this is one thing. And even, madam, weekends, children, they can revise the old question papers. Yeah. And most of them, in most of the competitive exams, even in the academic exams, sometimes the previous questions are frequently asked, they are repeated. So we can ask a child to solve the previous question papers. We can ask them to go through the passing package, some other reference materials. Okay, that can be done. Uh, I hope. I can end with these views.
Right. So, as sir said, also I wanted to add here, like if we talk about uh, some techniques, as I have already said, like we can provide some resources like online tutorial videos to
Yes,
the
yes,
students,
yes,
study
yes.
guides, or any educational apps that you found very valuable for students, so we can share that with our student also, so that student can learn with some additional support in classroom and in outside of the classroom as well. Also provide a feedback also, so that they can improve their self, they can find areas of improvement, and we can suggest them where they need to change their study habits. So sir, here we are going to end our session, and here I would like to thanks all the participant here who joining with us in today's session. Also I just wanted to add, if you have any queries or assistance required, please write us at info@gurushala.co. And you also get a certificate of participation. All participants who have joined us will get a certificate of participation, and link will be shared in the comment section for recording attendance. And please write your full name and write your correct email id, so that you will get your participation certificate via email. And here, thank you so much to all the teachers, all the viewers, and thank you, sir, Suresh Mugli, sir,
Yes.
for connecting
Uh,
with us throughout the session. Uh, I
Thank you,
want to
madam.
extend a yeah,
Uh,
sir.
in fact, it's my pleasure to address teachers not only of my state, Karnataka, and I hope many teachers from other states would have joined. It's my pleasure indeed sharing my knowledge with you all. Thank you. Thank you so much for providing this news, ma'am.
Yes, I truly appreciate the effort and thoughtfulness that went into your contribution. It's evident that you are here dedicated to share your point of views, your thoughts on this topic. So, once again, sir, thank you, sir, for your active engagement and thoughtful contribution. I look forward to our continued collaboration in the future also. Thank you, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Will do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, viewers as well. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Have a good day, sir.